G'day everyone, welcome back to In My Shed. I'm BC. It's a bit of a follow-on in the saga of too many grinders. I've had a quick look at both the Harrow and the J&S cylindrical, and I just thought I'd give you a bit of an update on how much I've bitten off and what I've got to chew. Physically, this is in reasonable condition except for one item, and that's the table longitudinal feed. It's a bit of an unusual one in that it's cable operated, and that's in itself not unusual, but there's also a chain that goes over the top and gets tension at both ends, and that to me is a bit unusual, cable over chain. So I lifted the table up. It's got a series of large balls on either side running in U grooves, and they're about 3/4 inch. They're bloody big. It's got big balls, yeah. It all looks reasonably good under there. I've had a look at structurally, and it's good, and the accessories I have add up to it's a worthwhile proposition if I can get the table moving and if I can repower it. Now, I've sent an email off to Harrow over in Switzerland. I believe they're still in operation. They have a website up there asking do they have a service manual. It's a bit of an operation for me. I can lift the table off with a crane here. My engine crane would do that, I'm pretty sure, and work underneath it, but I don't want to spend the time unless I can get the spare parts or at least instructions on how to tension up that cable. It's something I haven't done. So this one's just been put on hold while I'm waiting for the factory to get back to me, and I'll swing you around on the J&S and you can see its bones all over the place now. Back here next to the J&S cylindrical grinder. I'll swing the camera around and give you a look at a few more parts in a minute, but I thought I'd give you a bit of a rundown. It was mechanically in reasonable condition. It's had new wiring and motors fitted, and I've had this bit of a decision. I'm going to scrape as much of the old crappy paint off as I can easily do and give it a bit of a quick rejuvenation, but it's not going to be a very aesthetic full job. One of the problems with this old girl, and it surprised me, is the paint was reasonably good, but over the years the oil has got to the body filler that was underneath it, and it's just all turned plastic, and you try and scrape the paint and big hunks of filler come out, and I don't know why they used the bloody filler. It's reasonable quality casting, so I don't think there was much of a need to. But anyway, where I can get at it reasonably easily, I'll be giving it a paint job. The rest of the machine I'll be de-gooing it, and luckily all of the working areas all drain into a big tub under the wheel head and out into the coolant tank, so I can wash most of the machine down where it sits and just let all the crap run down to a tub on top of the tank, and then I can decant it and take it away. But enough yapping, I'll move the camera around and give you a bit of a look at some of the parts I've taken apart and what a big machine like this looks like in bits. Okay, this is the wheel head side of the machine, or the driving side of the machine. You can see the pulley assemblies, and then there you can see what I mean about the paint. Wherever you try and give it a bit of a scrape, big sections just chip away. So what I'll be doing is just feathering that out with a bit of abrasive paper to bring it all back to reasonable condition, then give it an undercoat and a paint, a little bit of paint around the side, but all of this will just be cleaned off with a bit of degreaser. And there was a big heap of gunk over the scales, etc., so I'll clean that all up. Swing it down to the mount bolts. Sitting in the tray, they're the adjustable feet that go underneath it all around. Bloody great mounts. Man, this thing's solid. And a bit more of the paint. Somebody's tried to give it a bit of a rejuvenation, probably 20 or 30 years ago, and just sprayed paint over the top of all of the shit that was there. Like, man, what a job. It's the sort of thing you use car bloody deal to get. But as I said, I'll give it a decent clean. And you can see by the goop on the end of the table there what it's all like. But it'll come up reasonably well. I'm left in a situation where I can't decide not to do it. Just along here is where the angle scale goes for swiveling the table to get your tapered shafts around, and there's all goo over the years has oozed in under the table, and there's a varnish like patina under the sliding section there. That would take away significantly from its accuracy. You can't operate a cylindrical grinder with any degree of accuracy if it's full of crap like this old girl. So I'll put you around the front, show you a bit more of what I've done and what I will be doing, and if I can get the internet working again, I'll upload it. Okay, there's the wheel head from the working side, and this is the table I've just been talking about. They separate there, the upper and lower table, and that's the swivelling mechanism. And I was quite surprised. I don't think that the work head has been offered in probably 30 years. In the T-slots in the table underneath it, there was just absolutely chock-a-block with abrasive dust from where the wheel's been dressed back. And once again, I couldn't see me getting any accuracy out of this machine if it's that full of crap. But all the rest of it, controls, seem quite okay. There are a few areas like this area in here, the table splits at that level, and the painting and the goo goes back up underneath the top table. So I'll be scraping that back and cleaning it. I don't know whether I'll be able to get the table off completely, depends on whether my crane will cope with it. I don't want the crane etc to go over, but what I will be able to do is swivel the table around most of the way and leave it up on itself, chopped up on timbers, and clean under it that way. But yeah, quite a good job, but I expect to get a reasonable machine afterwards. Well, that's hoping. Okay, well that was a short one. That's it for this session. I've also picked up some steel so I can start on the riding car for the new club loco. And apart from hacksawing, finally, I'm bringing in if anything interesting happens there. I still have a few final dimensions to get, but that's a project that's on the go now. I've got the basic material. So hopefully I'll get back home shortly and try and get the internet up and running again. I didn't get much help from my provider this morning. I just got a chat bot from overseas and it wasn't giving me any joy whatsoever. Unplug the modem, plug it in, power it up. What colour's the light? Oh, up there's, honestly, you don't pay premium dollars for a premium service and get shite like that and smile about it. Okay, please like and subscribe. I'll see you all later, and thanks to the guys from the USA, but sorry, this week the Aussies are giving me better support now. Bye guys.